What's up everyone, GG Bowling here. Welcome back to another video, and today we're gonna talk about accessories that involves around bowling. Stay tuned. All right, so when we talk about accessories in bowling, it's not just the bowling ball, it's not bowling shoes, it's not the bowling bag, it's everything else except for those, which I'm gonna be introducing one by one, starting with a ball cup. Now it comes in different sizes, different brands make them. It's easy to put your bowling balls on, but alternatively, we have something like this, which Brunswick, I think they still make them, but it rotates and you could put your bowling ball on and you could, turn it and whatnot. So let's bring a bowling ball. This is a Defender Hybrid, but the easy thing is this ball cup, you could rotate the bowling ball. So this is something clever and I like it. Next up we have bowling tapes. So these are thumb insert tapes. So you could put them in your thumb hole. It has two different sizes. This is 3/4 inch. They have an inch version as well, but it comes in little packets, and you tear them up and you peel them and you put them in your thumb hole, like this one already has some. But these are good for gripping purposes, or if your thumb hole is too loose, you could put them in. You can take tapes out depending on your thumb size and all that good stuff. So there's a Grappier version and there's a black, kind of like an electrical tape looking version, which I use both of them. The black tape, this one, let me open it up and show it. All right. The black tape is more like a slipperier material. It's kind of like a vinyl looking tape. But this one, I pair it with my my thumb tape that I put on my thumb, which I will show later, but that will be good to get the ball out of your thumb pretty quickly. So now, speaking of that thumb tape, so I use a different brand, but this is from Brunswick. It's called the Skin Armor Pre-Cut Tape, and these are pretty good as well. Let me take a couple out. All right, so this comes in packets like these, and you can peel one by one, but this one you put on your thumb itself. I don't see people putting it on the front side of the thumb. I rarely see it. You could put it on the back side of your thumb, just like so, like this. And what it does is it prevents you from scraping, tearing your skin apart, cuts. It makes your ball come out of the thumb hole a lot smoother. And these are good to have. A lot of professional uses it. I use it on my thumb. I use it on my fingers, so that I don't rip up my fingers. Professionals bowl 12 games, 16 games, and they need to keep their hands, thumb, and finger intact so they could bowl a very long time. So these are good to have. All right, next up, I have a whole assortment of gripping aids, which is like these puff balls. This is a hand conditioner from Ebonite. This is a rosin bag, and this is called a smooth slide. Now we'll talk about the smooth slide later, but when you're bowling, I tend to sweat a lot and I want to keep my hands as dry as possible, so I do use a grip ball. This absorbs moisture, so you just hold, it's not open, but basically it takes the moisture off. Same feel every time you throw the ball. these are very, very good. And these hand conditioner, these ones are, I particularly don't use it because I use a puffball. So this one is more of in a powder form, and you put directly on your hand. You open it, and it's in a powder. It's in a pouch like this, and it does the same thing as a puffball, maybe a little bit more stronger than a puffball. But this is not necessarily for gripping purposes, like stickiness. It's just for absorb the sweat in your hand, and these are good to have as well. Now the other one is called the rosin bag, but these are for gripping purposes. So if you read it, it says increased gripping power, tacky formulation. This is for gripping purposes. So this, if you put it on your finger or your thumb, it will be grippy and sticky to the hole. Sometimes I do use this on my fingers. I never use it on my thumb. I'm scared to get my thumb stuck, so I don't use these at all for my thumb. Now this one is a tricky one. This one is called Smooth Slide. I don't like it. Some people do like it, so it's fine, but me personally, I don't like it. I don't want slippy on all over the place. If you're gonna use this, even the rosin bag itself too, make sure it's still in the bag. When you use it, open it, use it, close the bag so that it won't get all over the place. But this is super slicky. It's kind of like baby powder. It's super slick. You could put this on your thumb so you could release it smoothly. Only use a little bit. And the other useful is to put on your shoes, which I do not recommend. I would recommend buying high performance shoes with interchangeable soles and heels to adjust if it's sticky or slippery. But when you do use these, you use them, do not leave the powder on the sole. Make sure you rub it in, you brush it off, so that we all can bowl equally on the approaches, because you're technically altering the approach if you don't wipe it down. Now, talking about Smooth Slide, this is a shoe brush, and exactly what the name says. You brush your sole, you brush your heel. When you use the Smooth Slide, you use this to rub it in, brush it off, and this comes in clutch. This is very good to alter your shoes. Now, speaking of shoes, we have the Shoe Shield. The same thing as the Easy Slide and the shoe brush. We want to be able to bowl consistently on the approach. So every time you bowl and you get off the approach, some people like to wear this before they bowl or in between bowling. Some people don't. Some people use them just for walking around the bowling alley. When you go to the bathroom, you can put this on. I tend to change shoes. I take off my bowling shoes, I put my regular shoes on and go to the bathroom if I need to. But these are very, very handy. I use them all the time. All right, next we have liquid skin patch. I don't use it necessarily as the intended way of using it. I use it, hold on. When you open it, it comes in a little thingy, and it has a little pouch that has like a cotton patch material. But basically you put this over your wound. If you cut open your thumb or if you cut open your finger, you put this cloth on it, and then you put the liquid skin patch. It's liquid bandage. You open it and you put it and you patch your thumb or your fingers. I don't use it that way. I use this for an enhancement of tape. I use tape on my thumb and my finger, but before I put the tape on my thumb and my fingers, I put liquid skin patch. I put it all over my thumb on where the tape is gonna stick, because I tend to sweat a lot. The tape comes right off. So for me, I use skin patch a lot. Put it on my thumb, put the tape on, and for the most part, it won't come undone. All right, so next we have this leather chamois. It could be leather, it could be other material, but it's a chamois. It's kind of like that. We use it to wipe down our bowling balls. I use it every shot. I wipe down my bowling balls every single shot so I could get the same reaction. These are, I love them. I keep them in my bag. I always use them. Next, I have some KT tape. These are tapes, it's well known all around. You could tape up your wrists, your shoulder, your elbow, your knees, anywhere you want to prevent injuries, or if you're in pain, it helps you relieve the pain. It's not necessarily the tape is doing the job, it's how you wrap it. So like your knee, you want to cut open a slit, put it over your knee, stretch it, and it helps the muscle be intact so that you're not gonna be in that much pain. I use this to prevent, so I use it for my wrist, and lately I've been using it for my knee as well. These are really good to have. Now these are SIA Air Pads. I have a ton of them. It's basically sanding discs. So it comes in like this. I have vices. These are really, really handy. You alter your bowling ball surface quite a lot. I do. You don't do it during competition, only before practice, during practice, and once the tournament starts, you're not allowed to alter your surface. But altering your surface is one of the key things in bowling. Any bowling ball out of the factory could be in a certain finish, but when you're on the lanes, when you're in a pattern league or any tournament, and you think, oh, this ball's going a little long, well, maybe you could scuff it up with some 2000 pad and it'll read early and you might get an overall better reaction. Lastly, I have this little weird looking thing. It's from Vice. This is to take the thumb insert out of your ball a lot easier if it gets stuck, or if you have a small, if you can't turn it and take it off on your own. So let me demonstrate like this. This is what we call an interchangeable thumb. It's made from Vice, and you basically put it in the hole, you turn it, and it locks in place. And you could have several different sizes thumbs for different occasions. You have a swollen thumb, you could make the thumb bigger. If you have depending on the climate, you could change your thumb, and I use them. It's very, very good. But sometimes this gets stuck in the ball and I can't take it out. So what we do in that situation is we put this device on. We put this device on and we could turn it because it's rubber and it's easy to take off and on. Well, that's it for this video. If there's any accessories you would like me to review, please hit me up. I'm more than happy to review it in depth, explain it to you more in depth. This is just several things that I always keep in my bag. I think it's necessary for bowlers. So hit that like button, smash it if that's something that you're into, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.